adding to the card, we've got, just added this past Monday night, Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. I thought at one point it was going to be an intergender tag team match with Summer Rae and Lana, but that's not apparently the case. But it is Ziggler versus Rusev 1-on-1. So, Mike, what's your prediction for this contest? Who do you see coming out on top, Dolph Ziggler or Rusev?
First thing first, what RJ? Is he too good to go on podcast?
He said he was busy tonight. I think he was able to do it earlier, but he couldn't do it right now. But I said to him that he can be on the show next week to review it. So if we have you on the show again next week, we'll be able to have RJ on the show. We can all review the show together.
Bunch of nonsense. If RJ's listening to this, I'm calling him out. I'm telling him he's a clown, and he needs to find time for one of the best podcasts in the goddamn country. All right? No, but all joking aside, Dolph Ziggler, Rusev, I'm going to go with I'm a big Ziggler fan. He got a great pop, great reaction last night.
Yep.
It really kind of depends what they want to do with Rusev, because his momentum in the past, ever since the Cena feud,
unsurprisingly, shockingly,
gone down big time. So I want to see Dolph go, but I feel like Dolph is also like the WWE stepping stone, So I could see Rusev winning this to give him some momentum back. You might even, I think you did write an article about it on What Culture. Nice little plug I gave you there. But
thank you.
It was a great article. I mean, the amount of times where you think that Dolph is going to go to that next level, go take that next step, and they just don't do anything with him. So I feel like his time, he's still young, but I feel like his time is running out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Rusev. But I could easily see Dolph winning. I'm a big Dolph fan, like I said. I'm gonna go with Rusev though.
I think the match could be good. It's not even, I would love to see Ziggler win. It's more so about the feud itself. I mean, Ziggler just came back and the feud's been kind of on hold since he left about a month ago to go film that movie. But, this feud has been going on for like 3 months now and no one cares about it. Dolph Ziggler's so over, but this feud has managed to bring him down a few pegs. The whole Rusev is funny at times, and but it just him and Summer Rae have zero chemistry. Ziggler and Lana have zero chemistry. I just want to see this feud end. So I'm hoping this is the be-all, end-all of the rivalry, and then we can finally move on to bigger and better things for both guys after this Sunday. But as for the match itself, though, it should be good. They've had decent matches in the past. I could definitely see Rusev winning. Both guys kind of need wins right now. Like you said, Ziggler is kind of the essential stepping stone in WWE. That's kind of always been the case. And Rusev, like you said, unshockingly, the guy's been in kind of a holding pattern since the Cena feud earlier this year. So I could see either guy winning here. But given that it's SummerSlam and Ziggler just came back and they want to have a hero's reaction for him, whatever, I could see him winning here. I don't see him ascending to even, main event or even mid-card for that matter. But I do see him winning this match, somehow or some way, maybe some interference from Lana to hopefully end the feud once and for all. I don't think that's the case, but that's what I hope to happen. So, Arden, who do you...
we could talk about it for probably a half hour. We don't go too much into it, but their booking of Ziggler is literally just, mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Had that, and I think I even told you, the reaction or the booking that they gave him for Survivor Series this past year, they could have picked anyone on that team of 5. Typically it's Cena who does that, but they made Dolph was 3-on-1, and I know he had help from Sting, but to give Dolph that win was huge for him. I thought he was going to go to the main event level right after that, and they kind of dropped the ball with him. They just have to talk for a half hour about how many times WWE's kind of missed the Dolph Ziggler train, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. I could definitely see him going over.
Yeah, it is unfortunate because he's a guy that I've said time and time again has all the tools to be a top-tier player in WWE, but they just continue to drop the ball on him, as you said, with Survivor Series being a prime example. The guy just won the main event of one of WWE's biggest pay-per-views, one of their biggest matches of last year, involving the debut of one of the biggest names of all time in Sting, and then 6 weeks later, he's, quote-unquote fired from the company, he drops the IC title, and he's back to where he started, he's back to square one. And even now, he still gets great reactions, don't get me wrong, but I feel like a lot less people care about him ever getting the main event because they know it's not going to happen because we've been just kind of desensitized to his start and stop pushes over the last couple of years. So it's a sad story, but it's kind of like been the case with Ziggler for a while now. So I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of flounders after SummerSlam. But I do see him winning here, like I said. But Arden, who do you see going over in this match, Rusev or Dolph Ziggler?
Most times I will go with Ziggler, but I'm gonna go with Rusev just because I think in terms of the guy who really needs it, along with if you're trying to switch it up, you need to go with Rusev because most people are basically going to assume because of Ziggler's return on Monday and considering who Ziggler is, they'll be like, well, Ziggler is going to win. But at the same time, I also think about it from the point of, but who is more flexible in terms of coming off a win or a loss? And I think off a loss, it's Dolph Ziggler. Because there's so many ways you can go with Dolph Ziggler, and plus he's already established, And it goes back to what you guys are saying about the whole becoming desensitized towards Ziggler not being a main eventer. Like everybody and their mother thought that was going to be him after Survivor Series last year, but it didn't happen. And there's also a matter of if he beats Rusev, okay, you beat Rusev, and it's like, all right, but then there's a what's next. And nobody really knows what's next as Ziggler wins. But with Rusev, you could see, you know what, he beat Ziggler. Nobody really expected that. All right, maybe I can see what they're going to do with him. Not to mention that he just needs it. Give him a nice win over a guy like Ziggler, and then from there you could build on there. But I just think for the most part, you got to give it to him. It's going to be unexpected, and he needs it more than Ziggler. There's more benefits to him winning than Ziggler winning.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. I just feel like with the story they're definitely telling, with the story they told, like you even said at the start there, that when he just came back, that it seems like, Ziggler is a logical winner. So therefore I'm going with him. But you make a great point with Rusev that he definitely needs to win more because I think he is... they've damaged him over the last couple of months, don't get me wrong, but Ziggler has been, start and stop, where I don't think he's ever really going to get back to that level where he's in contention for the WWE World Heavyweight title. Rusev may be the same case, but I feel like he is not damaged goods up to this point, and there is still some kind of hope for his push. So a win on Sunday would definitely help him with that. So it could very well go either way. You guys got Rusev, I got Dolph Ziggler, so it's going to be interesting to see who ends up winning that matchup.